guys, I'm going to be running through some repair techniques. First up, as the driver, hit V3 to signal to your gunner that you need a repair. The gunner should, hearing that, jump out and help repair the vehicle. If you're the gunner and you see that the driver's repairing the vehicle, you should jump out and help them repair. Maybe take a look around, make sure that it's all clear before you jump out. It could be that he wants to make a quick getaway, he only wants to pick up a little bit of chip damage off the tank, and then he doesn't need you to jump out. That way, when you need to go for or just start moving, you can immediately. When you jump out, make sure, if it's a big repair, long repair job that you got to do, you're still in combat, get a Spitfire down. I don't have a Spitfire equipped right now, but imagine that's a Spitfire. That'll give you early warning in case light assault infantry's coming at you, infiltrators, stuff like that. Other thing as well, try stand on top of your tank if you are repairing. That'll just keep you out of line of sight. Well, not line of sight, but it'll keep you out of major driving areas. You might have friendly vehicles driving past, run you over, enemy vehicles driving past, trying to get roadkills, harasses. Cloak flashes are a big one. Ants back in the day when they still had, well, not back in the day, back when they still had cloaking, but even with the turbo, they're pretty dangerous. If you can, keep the rear of your vehicle, especially if you're in a combat zone, up against the wall. Cloak flashes definitely like to, I guess, target the soft underbelly, soft rear of the tank. So try to keep that protected if you can, if you know there's cloak flashes going around. So as for techniques, when you're driving the vehicle, first one up is A and D keys. If you're fighting harasser, you need to top up your health, or just get a couple repair grenades off. You can hold down the D key, jump out, throw your repair grenade, get a couple reps in, jump back in, shoot at the harasser. You want the gunner to jump out with you, if possible, unless that harasser really is on the verge of death. If it's on the verge of death, leave your gunner in there to keep shooting. You can jump out and just rep the vehicle, or the gunner can jump out and rep the vehicle. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. At the same time, if you both jump out, you can out-rep the damage from most harassers. As long as they're shooting at you from the front, you can out-rep the halberd coming at you, or whatever else they might be packing. Vulcan is a bit iffy. It will slowly chip you down, but usually you can survive long enough for friendlies to come help, or finish them off, jump back in, finish them off normally, drive them off at least. Say a Hornet Reaver's coming, or not Hornet Reaver, but a enemy ESF with Hornets comes in, or even rocket pods, but rocket pods, because of the splash, is a bit more dangerous to be outside of the tank for. But an aircraft comes in, shooting at you with Hornets, you can keep the rear of the tank circling. Both of you jump out, start repping, jump back in, keep it circling, something like that. That'll keep you alive, because you can out-rep Hornet Reavers, Hornet missiles. One thing you gotta watch out for is if the pilot's smart enough to switch to the nose gun and just shoot you up as you're repairing. You gotta watch out for that. If they start hitting you with the nose gun, get back in the tank. Valkyries with the VLG, you can out-rep those, so don't worry too much. Just gotta watch out for infantry dropping out of that Valk. Another thing you can do is, say you're on top of a hill, like so, you're shooting that Colossus, and you just realize that it's got the Vipers or whatever, and it's shooting you at the main gun, it's tearing you apart. You got a fair bit to go to get back behind cover, or maybe you don't have that much health yet left. You can hold down the S key, jump out, start repping the vehicle, and hopefully, not quite that time, hopefully there's enough distance where you'll be able to, where the reverse will just bring you back over the edge. And at the same time, the reps might keep you alive long enough for your Vanguard to get back into cover. Works the same going forward, not super useful. You can also do that reverse trick at shield gates if you're being besieged. Just hit S key, let it drive itself back behind the shield while you rep, back into safety. repair Sundras. There's a tip for repair Sundays. Say this isn't a repair Sunday, but say you're in a repair Sunday here. Last place you really want to be in regards to a Vanguard is directly behind them. Even though it may seem like you're getting the reps onto them, if that Vanguard needs to retreat and it finds that there's a Sundra back behind it while it's getting nailed by enemies, it's going to be pretty unhappy. So you got to watch out for that. What you want to be doing most of the time is either stay to the side, although at the same time, if you're to the side, you can start getting tired by the enemies. Might not be so bad if you take some of the heat off the MBTs, or you stay diagonally rear of the vehicle. That way, if the tank needs to reverse into cover, it can. It's unlikely that it's going to want to turn. More than likely, the vehicle will want to reverse straight into cover. The other thing as well is if you're in a Sundra accompanying MBTs, make sure that you keep up with them. You'll be running Racer on it. A Racer Vanguard will outpace just a rival Sunday or a stock Sunday, and also try to make sure you're spread out in the column. It happens pretty often where the vehicle will, or the Sundras will start clumping up together near the head of the column, which, I mean, it's okay if you have two Sundays next to each other to wrap each other, but it would be better off if there were more tanks at the front rather than Sundras. I think that just about covers everything.